Hello everyone, welcome back again. I'm so sorry. My memory was short on my last video and I thought I had enough to get to the end, but I didn't, and I apologize. Please forgive me. Okay, so let's get back to the dream. Where we ended off, I was in that white room. It was all white with a small staircase off to the side, and there was nothing in the room, just that tiled floor. And I'll show little clips of all this. And I had stumbled across the room. Okay, so that was the tiled floor. I saw my dream. That's what I could see because I was looking down because I had that severe back pain. I felt across my back that stooped me over, and I lost my balance and stumbled across the room. And this is a room, a wider image of the room, but this is just an image. But in the dream, it was similar to this, but the walls are all white, and the staircase off to the side. I'm on the far left of the room, and I was kind of holding onto the wall, kind of catching myself and getting my bearings, and I heard a male's voice, and it caught my attention. I looked up, and over by the staircase you could see there was a closet door. So as you're looking at that staircase, on the right side of the staircase it was open, and that's also where the hole was, but it was also another space. And there was a doorway, and he had papers in his hands, and he was on the telephone. This is what he looked like. So while I'm stooped over, I see a man with a beard, glasses, and actually his hair had a curl to it, with a lime green shirt on, standing at the door with these scrolled up paper over his shoulder. He's wearing this olive green shirt, black pants, and he had a cell phone. But, I'm sorry, not a cell phone, landline, telephone, and I remember because I could see the metal antenna sticking out of the top. So it was a cordless phone, and he had his head over to the side, and he was talking about something, and I couldn't hear everything he was saying, and because he was across the room, but I remember he looked over at me and we made eye contact, and he said, I know, while he was looking at me, and that surprised me, and I stood up. I watched him with those scrolled up papers on over his shoulder, just like this. They were large amounts. It was probably like 4 or 5 of them, and he had them on his shoulder, and with the phone still. And he opened the closet door, and it was a wooden door, just like this. No metal on the sides, but it was just a wooden door with a white wall behind it, and there was no paint or anything. It was just a plain old wood door, and he opened it and put everything in his arms inside, and closed the door. Then he walked over towards me, and I stood up and I watched him cross the room, and he looked at me and he said, let me get my notes. I want to make sure I get this right. Okay, so let me read this to you. Let's see. I straightened up as best as I could, and he walked over to me, and he said, you know, the Antichrist is very interested in you. And I was surprised, and it upset me, and I looked away from him, and there was an open door nearby. And I focused on the open door, and he might have even opened the door, but he said all that, and I was very surprised. And I looked through the open door, and my response was, so he said, you know, the Antichrist is very interested in you. And As he was saying that, the image of the Antichrist came into my mind. This is what I saw. I promise. When he said, the Antichrist is very interested in you, this is the image the Lord showed me in my mind. I promise. I would make it up. I'm not about grandeur, and I've never been shown the face. I've never seen a person that looks, who was shown to me in reference to the Antichrist. I was led to an individual who, how can I put it, who had every image of my dream almost on point. And I won't even mention his name. But with research and also conferencing with another child of God, we were led to that individual. But I was never told by God it was that individual that was an Antichrist. But he in my dream, he in life mirrored my dream. And that's why I made that video. It's called The Update to the Man of Perdition, the Antichrist, if you're curious. I'll leave a link. So that is just us doing research. But this, I promise you, and I wouldn't give you anything that wasn't true, and I wouldn't give you anything. This is hard. I'm sorry, I'm going on. But this is hard for me because I don't want to wish this on anybody, and I don't know if I'm even right. I don't want to call anybody out, and I prayed over this for over 24 hours, which might not seem like a long time to people, but I constantly was in prayer. Even if I was staring at somebody in the face all day yesterday, it was on my mind. Please, God, show me. Please, God, talk to me. And I'll talk to you about the confirmations at the end that the Lord gave me. But this is what he showed me. This image, this very one, I had to look it up. The gold curtains in the back, and the curtains looking like horns. But then he turned his face. Do you see his coloration in his skin? It's a goldy metallic looking. It was actually more copper than gold. I couldn't find quite the right hue of color, but it was this metallic looking. And it's worse. He showed him with horns. He showed him like this. That same gold metallic face with those gold curtains behind him, standing at a podium with these adult ram horns that are already curled. My heart sunk. This is the image. I was given a vision within my dream of this person. I won't even say his name, y'all. I don't want to. But if you can imagine that, it was horrific. But as soon as he said that sentence, and I'll say it one more time, I'm sorry. But he said, the Antichrist is very interested in you. And I saw these horns on that metallic face with this suit on. This blue suit. It was the blue suit. The blue suit that I've been seeing. The blue suit, white shirt. And then once he stepped into a more public image, he got that black tie. He didn't have it at first, no tie, because he wanted to look young and cool. But then he had the black tie with his suit. Dear God. Standing at a podium in all his grandeur. And it was just an image in my mind. He didn't talk or speak or anything. It was almost like a photograph or an image. And that's what I saw. Then I stopped and I looked at the man with the glasses. Okay, let me go back to my notes. Let's see. So I'm just reading my notes. He said, that person, I still don't want to say his name, standing at the podium wearing the blue suit and black tie, he had horns coming out from either side of his forehead, goat horns or ram horns, large, like they were already starting to curl like a ram. His face looked like copper or bronze and had a half smile. I could see the gold curtains behind him, and I felt sadness. This is how I woke up from the dream, I promise. And I said, but I am not. So my answer to the Antichrist being interested in me was, but I am not. I looked up, and he, this man, opened a light wood door. And I went through to another room that was also very light and bright. I walked through the door, and that was the end of the dream. Okay, that was from my notes. Oh, so that was, I was actually given an image of the Antichrist, and it was without a doubt a non-human being, or a human being that's been converted, because he had those horns coming out of his head. And that's why I said I don't even want to say his name, because I don't even know if it's associated to the same person anymore, because he's almost non-human now. He's been changed. His skin was metallic. Even his suit had kind of a sheen, metallic suit look to it. Anyway, I don't want to dwell. Okay, so a couple of things, and please pray over this. Oh Lord, please pray over this and take it to the Lord and ask for discernment. And I'm not going to take a long time, because I've had 2 long videos. And again, I apologize, I got cut off from the last one, but my memory ran out for my card. So I deeply apologize for the 2 videos. But okay, so there was a couple of things just really quickly that kind of stood out to me. I prayed over this for a day, like I told you, and I usually do, and I waited for confirmation. I didn't get any confirmation, and I don't watch television until almost late at night, and I usually fall asleep in the middle of the program. But when I did turn on the TV, the first thing that came on was these peace talks with our president and South Korea, North Korea, and all that. And that's what I flashed to my dream. I'm wondering if the quote-unquote peace talks were like in my dream, maybe this dance place, and something. No one danced though, so there's going to be some sort of stalemate, and maybe we already had the stalemate because of what the other leader did, and now he's going to be a part of the talks. So I don't know, but there was a stalemate. They weren't dancing, and just like in my dream, no one was dancing. So that made me think, oh, maybe this is what the Lord is showing me, something about this. But then we were knocked out. Something happened, and we were all, I said asleep, but I don't know. I mean, I was standing, going to the dance floor or turning away from the dance floor, one of the two, and then I wake up, and it's the floor is blasted out, and I'm in a different spot. So I'm wondering if there was an attack. There might be an attack on the talks. I hope not. I pray not, please. But something happened, and we were all shooken up by it. And also, I have something. Okay, so my tights were torn, but just on my left foot and not my right foot. And that kind of made me think of that old saying, you knock your socks off. That's what it made me think of. But only one of my quote-unquote socks, because I was wearing tights, but only one of my socks was pulled off or knocked off. And so if you read through this, it's a old saying from the 40s. But if you read almost down to the bottom, it says, let's see. Oh, sorry. Let me get so I can read it. It says, where the phrase refers to beating someone in a fight, similar to knock his block off. So it's to catch, as it says, means to surprise somebody by showing or providing them with something really impressive. So one could be the impressive, and the other one is to hit somebody and catch them off guard. So I'm wondering if it was the second thing that the Lord was showing me is I had one sock on and then I had one sock off. So maybe that's kind of saying like I'm aware of the way the world is going. Thus my right sock was still on. But then my, we're too long. Sorry, it's taking too long. And then my left sock was pulled off. It was missing. So I was caught by surprise. And I was also in that hole and I was caught by surprise. Let's see. There was one other thing that I thought of. Hold on. And I thought for a second, when I saw that man with all those papers rolled up, could that be like because maybe the peace talks might fall apart, that all the work was put in the closet, it was put away, like it didn't happen? You know, so maybe all that work might not actually go through, like we might actually have a wartime event. And maybe that's what happened. There was a wartime event and he was putting all those papers away. But again, I don't know. It's a dream. I don't know. And lastly, I'm going to let you go because it's getting long. Okay, lastly, I looked up Strong's for 106. And if you read at the first paragraph, it breaks it all down. And it says uncorrupted. Sorry, reading upside down. Uncorrupted, unleavened, the Paschal feast, a feast of the Hebrews, uncorrupted, sincere. And if you read down at the bottom, it says, the festival on which of 7 days of the Israelites, this is the definition of Paschal. Paschal, the festival in which for 7 days the Israelites were accustomed to eat unleavened bread in, the commemoration of their exit from Egypt. So I thought that was amazing. This is, so that 107, that time is speaking on, they're reflecting back on what happened. And that's what we do all the time. We reflect back. And then, sincere. So I'm hoping that maybe that was also a message from the Lord saying this is from Him, saying these are messages from Him, unleavened. So I'm going to leave you with this. Okay, this is a video from a channel called Kitten Academy. And truly, this display of new life is what it's all about. These beautiful new natural lives, God created each one of them. And maybe for just this moment to share with you all, who knows, or maybe the enjoyment of their adoptive families when they take them home. But I wanted to share this life with you, this beautiful display of love and hope and innocence and purity with you. Sorry about that. But, and I'll put a link to this channel because you could just put it on while you're cooking or, or if you have a stressful moment. And watching these kittens, it's adorable. They are so cute. And I just wanted to give you a little bit of joy. I was going to do a whole video one day of just 2 minutes of joy from the Kitten Academy. Because what better way to show God's love is by giving them, to show the life that He's given us in this natural, purest form. And if you're not an animal lover, you're not a cat lover, I apologize. I could have shown puppies. Maybe another time I'll show puppies or turtles or the lizards. You know, I used to have geckos as pets and all kinds of things, ferrets. So, you know, I'm a lover of all things. I'm a lover of life. And that's what it is. We need to love our life, but we don't love our lives to the end. We have to give it up to God. But we also need to respect and enjoy God's gift. And what's cuter than these little guys? And I wanted it to be a gift from you, from this message that I was giving you. So anyway, way too long video. I love you all so much. I do, and God loves you more. And I know that I gave you a tough one with the Antichrist video this time, especially the person that I showed. But keep in mind, God is showing us all these things. He's giving us these signs and visions and dreams to warn us, to make us aware. Not to make us fearful, but to make us mindful. Okay, I love you, and God loves you more. Please take care, and may God bless you and keep you all. Bye, kittens.